Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I know I haven't posted in a while and it's been like 2 months, but there has been a pandemic going around, COVID-19, and there's been a lot of chaos, and I just haven't been really motivated. I've also been doing other stuff, so that's why, my times keep conflicting, but I'll try to post more often. I know I said that last time, but I will make sure to get on my schedule for real this time, and I will try my best to start posting at a regular time. But please stay safe wherever you are, whoever you are. Stay strong. This will eventually pass. If you have lost a loved one, my condolences to you and your family, and I will keep you in my prayers. Stay safe. Keep social distancing. Make sure you practice, your sanitizing stuff. Wash your hands. Make sure you clean the surfaces, or make sure you clean packages that you just got, or when you come from the store, clean the stuff that you just got. Just stay safe. And I hope to God that this situation will pass through and we can eventually move forward, and we can eventually learn from this pandemic and this situation and get better as a country and get better as individuals. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Hey guys, welcome back again. This is Senior Ducoville, aka the Haitian Otaku. So as you can tell by the title, I will be talking about my favorite quotes from animes that I've watched. Of course, this video it does not satisfy all the quotes, so I will definitely be doing a part 2. But anime has been a very important part of my life ever since I was very young. And for me, when I watch anime, it's not always about the fight scenes. It's also the storyline and what I can get out of it. A lot of times, us as anime lovers, we don't get those kind of, at least for me, I feel like the messages you get from anime sometimes doesn't portray in real life. So I guess that's why it really sticks to me, because it's just the lessons that are taught in anime are very real. I mean, yeah, they may be fictional people, but the quotes and the lessons can also relate to real life situations and real life people. So without further ado, let's get started with my quotes, with all my quotes. And then comment down below what are your favorite quotes from whatever anime you have watched and how it relates to you. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first quote we have is from My Hero Academia. I have like 5 quotes from My Hero Academia. So the first one is, don't worry about what other people think. Hold your head up high and plunge forward. This is by Izuku Midoriya. Okay. I wrote down a lot of things for this. A lot of times we focus on what other people think, and I'm pretty sure that's all of us. We always be thinking what people think, whether they'll like us, whether they think we're ugly, or whether they'll accept us for who we are, or whether they will think we are pretty or we are just weird. And there are times where it affects us in a bad way, where we get self-conscious and we start thinking these horrible things about ourselves, and and especially when people think bad stuff about us, we tend to take their word for it and then start thinking that something is wrong with us, or we're not pretty just because somebody else says it. And for me personally, I become self-conscious and I start feeling bad about myself. But once you've gained that confidence in yourselves, and once you have accepted who you are, other people's opinions about you do not matter anymore. And I mean, accepting all parts of who you are, whether it's your weakness, whether it's your strength, whether it's whatever it is, you know, you got to accept yourself. Because once you accept yourself, it doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter whether they think they're pretty. If as long as you think you're pretty, then you're pretty, you know. So this quote really hit me because I'm still dealing with it. I still tend to get anxious and get self-conscious. Although I say that a lot of times, I don't care what people think, there are times where it hits me and I'm like, shoot, what if this person thinks that about me? Or what if this person thinks I'm ugly? Or what if the clothes I'm wearing is ugly and people start talking behind my back? Yeah, it still happens for me, but I feel like the lesson from this, at least for me, is be confident in who you are. Accept yourself. Accept every part of you. Don't let anyone tell you who you are. That's for you to define. And hold your head up high, and don't let other people tear you down. And just hold your head up high and plunge forward, just like Midoriya said. And it's something I'm still dealing with, but I'm getting better. But you know, don't take what people say or what people think literally. Just be yourself. Be proud of who you are. You're special no matter what other people think. God brought you on this earth for a reason. You have a purpose, and you are beautiful in your own way. So we shouldn't let other people who have bad intentions tear us down. Okay, we got the second quote from My Hero Academia, and it says, "Sometimes I feel like I'm a failure, like there's no hope for me. But even so, even so, I'm not gonna give up ever." So this is another quote by Midoriya. As someone who grew up without a quirk, I can understand why he felt like a failure. You know, he's one of the 10% who does not have a quirk and who's different from everybody. So even though he got one for all, he has to work extra hard in order for him to hone his skills and to get better and to catch up to everybody. But he just refuses to give up, and I really like this quote because it speaks a lot to many people. For me, there are times where I feel like this. There are times where I feel like I'm a failure. There are times where I feel like I haven't accomplished anything in life. Despite the fact that I graduated school, I published three research papers on technology. I've been to many conferences. Despite all of that, it just goes out of my head, and I'm just like, I feel like a failure. I feel like I have not accomplished anything, and I'm trying to get better at that. But it's just that thing that just sets off, and then you start feeling like a failure, and you start feeling like you won't amount to anything. And you know, it happens for me, when I see other people succeeding and when I see them doing great things. It's not, I don't know, I don't think it's me being jealous. I just tend to feel like I'm inferior and that I don't accomplish anything. I don't know why I think that. I guess it's like a low self-esteem issue and a low confidence issue, but that is something I am working with. But the one thing I have to say is that we all are different. We all have paths in our lives that we go through that are very different. Not everybody is going to succeed like the other person. It might take a person 5 years to graduate, and it might take another person 4 years to graduate. Is this, your paths are different, you know? The way to life is different for everybody. And that's what I've been taught, and that's what a lot of people have said. You know, God has plans for everybody, and those plans are extremely different. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody goes through the same. I was born with a visual disability called nystagmus, and that really affected me. So I always felt like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't drive like other people. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. But the thing is that you have a purpose and you have your own way at succeeding. You're not gonna succeed just like the other person that's succeeding next to you. You have your own path to follow. And I think I got off track. Hold on a second. And sometimes you feel like there is no hope, especially when you probably made a mistake in life and you fall on your feet. You feel like there's no hope. Sometimes you feel like it's just all gone. There's just no hope. That's it. But there is. You just be confident in yourself. Think about all the great stuff that you've done. I'm sure many of you have done great stuff. And if you have, I'm not saying if you haven't, but if you can't really find a meaning, try doing something that you've never done, like starting a YouTube channel. Maybe helping people out, like a local, like a local food pantry, or like at your church, or doing community service. But I'm sure a lot of you have accomplished many things in your life, and sometimes there are just those evil thoughts in our head that tells us, hey, we're not amount to anything, when you have done so much in your life. But just be confident in yourself. Sit down, think about all the stuff that you've done. And if you haven't really done a lot of stuff, think about all the stuff that you could do to help others. Good stuff, really good stuff. Don't go out here doing bad stuff, but good stuff that'll help change the world. If you have hobbies, or if you have something that you're really passionate about, that you think, well, I'm pretty sure it will help somebody, do something with it. Don't let yourself get to that space where you're feeling like a failure and you feel like you're not amount to anything, because you are, and you have a purpose in this life. You weren't just brought here for no reason, just to live. You have a purpose, and you have your own way of changing people's lives, of making people's lives better. So, alright guys, so the next quote from Midoriya that I have for you guys is, when the enemy becomes certain of their victory, that will be your chance. So, okay, this is the way I can correlate this. A lot of people may think they have the upper advantage on you, and with the things that they say, with the things that they do, they think they're better than you. They think, you can't do anything about certain situations that you may be put in because of them. I feel like you shouldn't let people control you. You shouldn't let people underestimate you. You should always believe in yourself and believe in your abilities. Don't let people think they have the upper advantage on you. Keep your guard up, okay? And then when they think they have the upper advantage, when they think they have the victory over you, then that's when the tables will turn. Because you don't let yourself be beaten up by certain people. Eventually their pride or their arrogance will get the better of them. That's the only way I could correlate this, but I hope that helps. So our next quote from My Hero Academia is, whether you win or lose, looking back and learning from your experience is part of a life. This is from All Might. Okay, I feel like that's everything we hear every single day. Learn from your experiences, whether you win or lose. Let's just mention the losing part. When you fall down and when you lose in life, think of it as experience. Think of it as a learning, as a lesson for you to do better. If you fail at something, think about what are the ways, or how can you adapt, or what can you change so that doesn't happen again. Think about other ways that you can go about your situation to make it better. So there's no need to stay stagnant. These are experiences. They're not because you're actually a failure and you're not amount to anything. They're just experiences that are a part of everybody's life, and you just have to learn so that you won't fall again, and there's various ways that you can go about your situation and make them better. And especially also when you win, it's also a learning experience. I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna get technical because obviously it's my major, but say for example Google came out with the new AirPods, not the AirPods, wow, Sierra, Pixel earbuds, which I am dying to get, but they're like 100 some bucks. I don't know. But they just built this product. Yes, they won. People are buying them. Everybody's great. Now it's time to reach to the next level and be like, okay, how can we improve this, or how can we build something that's better? There's just because you win at something doesn't mean you stay stagnant. Oh, we win, that's great, we're fine, and we're done. No, there's always room for improvement, because life is constantly improving and moving along, and things are getting better, especially with technology. Things are growing. So we have to improve with the times. So everything is a learning experience, whether it's bad experience, whether it's good experience, and we all have to learn from it, and we all have to make ourselves better. Okay, so our last quote for My Hero Academia is, all right. If you feel yourself hitting up against your limit, remember what caused you to clench your fist. Remember why you started down this path, and let that memory carry you beyond your limit. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is motivation, and also to remember what we're fighting for and why we're fighting for it. A lot of times we forget why we're doing certain things. We forget what our meaning of our goal is, and usually it's because we feel like maybe we've reached our limit and there's nothing else we can do, or we've reached that part where we've lost all confidence, and we get discouraged, by the present situation or the obstacle that might be in your path with the path. Whatever obstacle you're trying to overcome, whatever big things that you're trying to do, you're gonna reach roadblocks, and you just have to remember what motivated you, what inspired you to start doing what you're doing, and keep that in your memory, keep that in the edge of your brain, and be like, this is why I'm doing this and I'm sticking to it. Remember what gives you the strength to keep going, and why you're doing it, and what motivates you. And even though you get through roadblocks, even though you get to obstacles, you'll be fine, because you have that memory to keep you motivated and to give you strength. Alright guys, we're done with My Hero Academia, but my friend sent me this quote from Magi, and I have not seen the anime. I will definitely watch it, please don't hate me, but I found this quote really, really, really great. If nobody cares to accept you and wants you in this world, accept yourself, and you will see that you don't need them and their selfish ideas. And this was from Alibaba. That's the quote I really love. I absolutely adore this quote, because it tells you, don't listen to what other people have to say. It don't matter what other people have to say. A lot of people are not going to accept you in this world. Whether it's because you have a disability, whether it's because you're just different, whether it's because you're black, you're Asian, you're Indian, okay, you're Hispanic, there are people who are just not going to accept you. Or whether you have some sort of something that's different from everybody else, some people are not going to accept you. And it's up to you to accept yourself. It's up to you to understand that other people's opinions do not matter, and that you should be the one to accept yourself. The priority, the most important thing is for you to accept yourself, for you to accept every single part of you, whether the good or the bad or the ugly, and accept it and love it and care for it, and guard it, because that's who you are. And even though there might be some things that you need to improve, that's everybody in life. But you know, be yourself. Don't be afraid to be who you are around people, and don't listen to what other people have to say. Like, there are people who literally feel like they need somebody's approval to feel accepted. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need other people's approvals. Okay? Don't listen to them. You don't have to feel like you need approval from other people, because the only approval that matters is the approval that comes from you. And I think that's the most important. That's what I got out of that. But I really like this quote because it speaks to every day. Some people don't like you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just keep it moving and enjoy your life, and just be happy to be who. All right, guys, we're gonna be starting the next batch. But the next few quotes is gonna be coming from Fairy Tale, specifically from Urza. So the first quote I'm going to be reading is, "When life changes to be harder, change yourself to be stronger." Life can be really hard at times, and people experience hardship, whether it's death in family, mental illness, depression, poverty, and all sorts of hardships that are out there, you know. And life can be so difficult at times, and sometimes we feel like there's no hope or there's nothing we can really do about it. But the thing is, I feel like it might not be easy, but we do have to become stronger to be able to deal with our issues. We have to adapt, and we have to learn what our weaknesses and what our issues, what our hardships are, and how we can change ourselves to make those hardships less, if you guys understand what I mean. But we have to constantly adapt to changes in our lives, and to allow our lives to be easier. And the more we learn how to deal and overcome our bad experiences and hardships, the stronger and stronger we get as a person. I feel like this might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like people who have had to deal with hardships their whole life are one of the most strongest people, because they've had to deal with these things. But it's like sometimes these people don't know or don't realize the power within them or the strength that they have within them, and you know, they fall at times. But change yourself, adapt, look at your hardships and see how you can overcome these challenges so that you won't have to suffer anymore. You have power over your own life and your own experiences, not the other way around. So next up, we have another quote from Urza that says, "If you truly desire greatness, you must first know what makes you weak." Okay, this is a classic example of knowing, understanding, and accepting a part of you that makes you weak, or a weakness that you may have. There are many people, you know, it's hard for them to accept their weaknesses, and you know, for me personally, I had to deal with it because I've had a visual impairment ever since I was born, and when I was much younger, it was harder for me to understand and deal with that part of me. So it's easy to just let that part go and just not think about it, but your weakness is part of who you are. But the thing is, once you've accepted and once you've accepted that part of you, you'll be able to grow, and you'll be able to learn ways in which you can not hide, but maybe enhance that part to maybe turn it into a really great strength of yours, and find ways to maybe control it, whatever weakness it may be. So that's what I got from that. But never cast away your weaknesses. They are a part of who you are. They are a part of what makes you human. They are a part of they are part of what makes you a really strong person. Knowing and accepting it will allow you to become stronger, and maybe you can turn it into one of your biggest strengths one day. All right, guys, last quote from Fairy Tale. This is really similar, but I wanted to add this because they had a different part to it. But this quote is from Gildarts, and it says, Fear isn't evil. It only allows us to learn our weaknesses. When we learn our weaknesses, people can grow stronger and kinder. Okay. How can I say this? All right, I wrote. So fear isn't evil. It is what makes us humble and see our dark spots and weaknesses. It allows us to see ourselves in the most vulnerable state and realize that we can't be perfect. Yet it gives us the capacity to be sympathetic to others, especially those that you can relate to. I have a soft spot for people with disabilities because I know what it feels like to feel limited, and knowing that many other people have that's either that same or worse disabilities than me, allows me to accept my weaknesses and allows me to be kinder and to be able to see that how blessed I am, because there are many people that are going through so much worse than me. So that's how I interpret. That's how I interpret it. You might have a soft spot for those who have been bullied. For me, I'd have a soft spot for people who have been bullied. And when you understand how it feels, and when you see somebody go through that same thing, you're sympathetic to it. The fear part, people think they have to be, I guess, strong all the time, or they don't have to be scared. Fear is a natural thing. It's what makes you human. In terms of I guess, like I said before, fear allows you to, to see things from many perspectives in a way, and allows you to be more sympathetic to others and be more humble. That's the way I was able to interpret that, but it's basically the same thing as I said before. Don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid of your weaknesses. But allow that fear to give you the strength to get better, to grow stronger, to reach new heights, to see ways in which you can continue to grow. So that's the way I interpreted it. Hey guys, I'm just actually gonna cut this video short because it is really long, as you guys can see. So what I'll end up doing is just putting the rest into the part 2 of my video, so stay tuned for that. Sorry this video was way too long, but I'll definitely come out with another part. I'll definitely come out with a part 2 for you guys, so let me know if you guys are interested, and I will see you guys next time. So thank you guys for watching. I know this video is probably extremely long and probably just me rambling, and I really hope that I did a good job translating and relating to these quotes, and I know they're probably very important to a lot of people. But thank you for watching my videos. Thank you that you're still here, and if you do like anime, please do like and subscribe to this channel. So just sorry, but tell me, you guys, what your favorite quotes are from anime, or from any show or any person that you find relatable, and someone that may inspire you. Just comment down below and let me know what quote you like the most from what I've discussed, and how it relates to you. because quotes relate to people differently. So I'm just telling you what I relate, how I related to that quote, but it might relate to you differently. So just, if you want to explain that, you could. Um, but let me also let me know if you guys are willing to have a part two of this. There are a lot more quotes out there, and I couldn't. This video is already like probably 30 minutes long, but if you guys want a part two, I'll be glad to do it. Just let me know down in the comments below. But thank you for watching my channel. Again, like and subscribe if you like this content, and I will see you next time. Bye.